So by now you guys have all tuned in and you've watched a series on the new XM in the driveway, man. That is the latest addition to the garage, but I don't miss your comments. Many of your comments have been asking, where's the Hellcat? Where's the turbo Hellcat? Even when I post videos with the red eye, the black red eye, the beautiful car that I've been doing racing with, you guys continue to ask, where's the Hellcat? Well, here it is. And in this video, we're actually gonna start the build series on what we've done to make this car do this. That is the fastest pass that I've ever made in this car down the drag strip, and it is just the surface. In this video series, you're going to watch us transform what has been always a roll race monster, a 4-second 60 to 130 and high 3-second 100 to 150 monster of a twin turbo Hellcat on a roll, but I could never master this. The reason why I couldn't master this drag racing thing with this car is because of the manual transmission. Well, guess what? You've asked for it over and over. You've told me for years, stop it. This is enough. But I was saving the manuals, and I was always going to continue to save the manuals. And it was in my heart to save the manuals. But unfortunately, guys, in this case, for what I decided to do, we auto swapped it, man. That's right. You're going to watch this video series, starting with this video right now, taking delivery of my new but old Dodge transmission and putting it in this car. This starts the build series of auto swapping my Hellcat, but not only just auto swapping, not just going 8 HP, what you'd expect. This is NAG 1, the 5-speed automatic that came from 2003 Chrysler and Dodge vehicles all the way to 2014, the 5-speed auto in this Hellcat right here. Enjoy, guys, this series. Over the next 4 weeks, you're gonna watch us go from installing a transmission to driving, testing, tuning, street pulls, getting it better and better. Our first drag race or our first drag passes in this car to ultimately up to what you just saw, which I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. This car is now a bottom 9-second car. And at the end of this series, I guarantee you, we haven't done it yet, but at the end of this series, this is going to be an 8-second car all day long. Anyway, let's jump into it, guys. Enjoy the series as the screen rolls down. I can't wait for you over the next 4 weeks, man. Fall back in love with Mod to Fame all over again, because we are bringing you amazing content. If it hasn't been about the BMW XM, it's going to be about the Hellcat. And I can't wait for all the racing you guys are going to see me do with this thing. I didn't want to say anything until I knew it worked. And now I know it works. So let's go, man. I'm super excited. I hope y'all ready. Come on with me, man. Over the next 4 weeks, man. Nothing but bangers and content that's coming your way all of the month of July. Let's go.
Head southeast.
All right, boys. What's up, everybody? It's Stefan here from Mod to Fame, and we are back with another video. And right now we're rolling up to a well-known industry place in the Mopar community that's been around a long time, doing big things for a long time. They're super well known in the Gen 3 Hemi world. And we rolling up right now, man. And as you guys can see,
destination is on the right.
Nothing but Mopars in the lot. Nothing but Gen 3. Nothing but Gen 3 Hemis in the lot. Including cats, scats, and what's going on there, I don't know what those cars are doing here, but hey, we gonna find out, man. Let's check it out. Let's jump into it. Let's go. What a boss, man.
What's up, man?
For those that don't know, this is Mac.
Are you on your live still?
Nah, no live.
Oh,
Nah, no live.
Jeez, man. That's
Nah, I ain't gonna
like
do
a 4-hour live.
Nah. I came off of that shortly after you left. But anyway, man. So Mac, man, what is this place?
This is EFI Specialties.
Okay. What are y'all known for?
LEDs, wicker bills. I just put a sweet wicker bill on that one.
All right, now for real.
Hood deletes.
Hood deletes. Now I did notice that. Now, this is an NA car, right?
Yeah.
So max effort NA. I didn't know that you guys dealt anything with GM.
Yeah.
I thought you
don't post
only did
about
Gen 3 Hemi.
I don't post about it.
Really?
So like you remember that Monty that I was doing, that old school one?
Yeah, the old school Monte Carlo.
That's the owner of that owns that old vet. So
Okay.
I'm doing all the same stuff because doing like the Hollies and stuff on them.
Yep.
That's getting all the same stuff.
So you're doing a Holly like computer?
The EFI stuff goes in those, yeah.
So like all the wiring and all that?
Yeah. It still
Who's gonna do that?
We do it.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh man, so y'all not just turning wrenches?
No.
All right, well.
There's so much that I don't talk about.
All right, let's go inside and find out there. Let's find out what's going
Build
on.
this car. Cam in it.
Well, I mean, sheesh. Okay.
You heard the cam.
Yes, I definitely just heard the cam. I mean, we could hear it again so the audience could hear it, but
Yeah, it ain't. This is like a bass tune.
it's a bass tune in it right now. So y'all just did the Whipple on it?
I did heads, cam, long tubes, Whipple, and getting. This is the old chiller stuff that used to be available for the Hellcats.
Yeah.
You know the brand that ain't no longer around.
Yeah.
It killed
What was
us.
that? The Kincaid guy or whatever?
I don't remember. I don't want to trash talk them, but the thing didn't work.
Okay. So you fixed it.
We got the FI inner chiller for it,
Yeah, that's what I use.
so that's going in.
That's the guy in Australia.
Yeah, so his is going in this. I got to do that and, just dial it in and that's it. I put a built transmission in. That was literally like...
It has a built tranny in it?
Now it does. It has the ATS stage 2.
Jesus.
What else? The East Coast drive lines, you know how I am with that.
Yeah, I know that's your boy.
He did make a change off a conversation I had.
He did? I didn't see it.
And
Look at that steering wheel. It's crazy.
yeah, this car's real nice. I'm gonna clean it all up for him. I'm gonna buff it. I don't normally do all that stuff, but since this came in and we were gonna diagnose an issue that ended up being the chiller.
Yeah.
And then the longer I have his car, the more he thinks about stuff to add.
Okay.
So then we kept adding stuff.
Yep. Did you flip the no. Okay. Go ahead.
Like I said, it's a thermal exhaust, so it's kind of quiet.
Yo, his plate says very slow.
This car went 940 at 147, full weight, wide body trim, with the stock blower that I ported.
Yeah.
So that was the previous setup. Now I don't know what it'll run. I don't know what he plans to do as far as like. I think he just wants to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then I mean, it should be a solid 8-second car when it's all said and done.
Okay.
The lope comes in, like I said, this is literally just a base for me to move it around.
Yep.
So we'll dial in the lope a little bit.
And it's tuned on Diablo for it?
Yeah. Got the Trinity.
Yeah, that's it. You don't gotta rev it, it's not tuned, it's cool.
No, I'm trying to get it. You hear it a little bit, it starts to come down.
Yeah, I hear it. But I know what a good can sound like, so.
Like the one with the big fat yellow stripe in the center.
Is this 3.0 or 3.8?
3.0.
3.0, okay.
Yeah, with I think that's 112 millimeter.
So this is about a 1200 wheel setup.
That's essentially, we're gonna probably keep it around. So when it went to 940 at 147.
But that was stock blower.
On our dyno, it made 903.
Okay.
So
And that was stock blower.
Yeah.
And this is a regular Hellcat or a Red Eye?
Regular.
It's a regular Hellcat.
So it's
okay.
a 2.4 and
Yep.
yeah, so it runs pretty solid. I mean that was in July, dude. That was the grains were 157.
People don't understand what that means.
2400 DA.
That they understand that.
97 degrees.
They understand that.
Wet,
There we go.
hot air.
Very slow.
So-
In 940s.
That one's a Hellcat set up under that hood, and I put the same cam in it. His lope's completely different.
Okay.
Different exhaust.
Yeah, 100%.
And then
And this is your baby.
this is on the Hellcat and everything.
I like the smell of corn, baby, in the morning.
Stock exhaust.
I like stock exhaust.
Yeah.
Me personally.
So we
But this is very quiet.
Yeah, so we still got to play with his exhaust. I have to,
So the Holly still works with the remote start and everything?
yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about the Holly in a minute, guys. Just not right now because it's too detailed and we're not going to get into all of that. This is the car that my transmission is coming out of. This is a 2012. This is a 2012 Chrysler 300. So back in 2012, before 15, the cars did come with NAG1 5-speed transmissions. So he is transitioning to an 8-speed transmission. So it's funny, right? His 8-speed is an improvement. So then, Stefan, why are you not going 8-speed? I'm gonna
Make double the horsepower.
forget that part, cost. The real reason is cost. And that's the honest to God's truth. Because what I'm doing right now would have cost me an additional, with the trans build.
A built 90s, even if, let's say I gave you a deal through my guy, right?
Right.
You still got the core trans is $4,000 all day, minimum.
Minimum $4,000 just for the trans.
And then you're another $4,700 just in parts to build it through him, right? For the stage
Correct.
2.
Correct.
Then you got trans, like a bench build's $2,000.
Right. So
I mean,
now we up to 10.
Yeah, or more depending on,
Right, we up to 10 before we even,
however you did it.
right, shipping and all that kind of stuff. To be honest with you, realistically, I would be about 11 to 12 grand more than what I'm doing right now because I'd have to do all the same things. Custom drive shaft.
You would still need, like I told him, excuse the mess, it's just me and Dave in here. But this is the PCS controller for the 8-speed.
Okay, I'm using the same thing.
So this interfaces with his car.
Yep, I'm using the same thing.
But the problem with yours is a lot of people don't know. So originally this stuff was from our orange car, which is back in the corner.
Okay.
For yours, in order to do an 8-speed in it, you would have potentially had to have set the car up as an automatic ECU, then told it was a manual. That way the torque management still works. So there's a little bit of...
For my car, what we're doing is we're going to tell the computer that it's a 2019 Dodge Charger Pursuit.
Okay.
So that the PCM can operate and do the torque management through the PCS
so
controller.
That's one thing people don't realize is sometimes you have to do trickery like that.
That's what we're gonna have to do for mine. My car is gonna think that it's a Charger Pursuit.
Yeah. Plus, this car is going to be a lot faster because of the way a lot of people don't understand power curves. Yours is going to be a massive,
Right.
Come up quick, a lot of torque, a lot of power, very broad band.
Yeah.
The way this one's set up, it has more of a peaky power.
So he needs to stay at that peak.
So, because this one made almost 550 the wheels all motor through the NAG1.
Is he gonna stay? Oh, wow, it's gonna make more power through the 8-speed. How much more do you think?
We're going to find out. My guess was 10 to 20.
Oh, that's it?
Well, I can tell you this: a stock Hellcat on our dyno, like your year, but a auto would
15. Mine is.
I've done 4 2020s now, and they were 570 to 580 on our dyno stock.
That's low.
So this is going to almost make stock Hellcat power in a. So that 8-speed is going to be a game changer.
Hell yeah. But
it's
And this car is gonna be lighter.
Yeah.
Considerably lighter because these cars
well, this is a heavy one.
the older cars are just lighter. Oh, panoramic roof and all that. That's true.
All the leather.
I didn't think about that.
I'm gonna weigh it.
But it still doesn't have all the extra coolers and all that kind of stuff. So then there's that. Now, is this the guy here or no? Oh, that's his. That's the 8-speed, right? All right. So this is an HP 90, guys. Look at the length of an HP 90.
This is the HP 70. The 90's in there.
70. The 90 is longer than this, right?
Only a little bit. It's like 1 inch longer.
But it is longer.
Slightly, yes.
So for the drive shaft, you're gonna need either a spacer or a different drive shaft altogether, right? If you were converting from a 70 to a 90, Don did
depends
it.
on who does the drive
Don
shaft.
Don
I
did
have
it,
a
right?
different drive shaft. My guy, same drive shaft to work.
Just with a spacer or something?
No, he sets it up because of that. Look over here. I can explain it. So this was Quan's old drive shaft that got tore up. You see that slip fit?
Oh.
There's enough space in there
To adjust the...
that he sets it up. So like my carbon drive shaft that's in my car
Yeah.
is for a Hellcat.
Oh.
So they'll work on either.
Smart.
So
Smart.
he split the difference to make it so it'll work on either.
So Quan is going 70. There's a 90 in here.
Correct. The 90s, that's out of Nightmare's car, and I'm getting all my stuff set up to build the transmissions here, so that's getting the ATS Stage 2 kit. Just like Don's, I'm putting the ATS in Don's as well.
God, the nag one is short. Holy cow. Look at that. All right, guys. So this is my transmission right here. This is out of Quan's car right here. But this is what is going in my car, along with what seems to be about a 3,000, 3,200 stall, right?
No, you gotta remember this, it flashes higher. So that's what I can foot brake it to, is a little over 3,000. But that's like driving, it'll drive normal, drive nice.
So what-
Once you get into it with the power, it'll go up.
What do you estimate that this is? Because you were able to take it to like 2,900.
29, 3,000. With your power level, when you get into it, it might end up being 4,000.
Well,
Which is great.
yeah, because I need it for the stall purposes. And this right here, guys, is my valve body, right?
The one that's in the box is Quan's old one.
Mine is in there already?
No, remember the
Yes.
pan situation.
Yes. All right, so what were you saying with the tape measure?
Yeah, that one's about 28 from
And this-
flange to the engine, and this one's a little over 24, so.
And the 90 is even an inch longer than that.
Correct.
So therefore, because this only has 5 gears, guys, that is the reason why it is so much shorter. But there you go. So what I need to make this work is shifter, cable down to the transmission,
Starter.
possibly starter,
No, you will.
definitely starter.
Definitely starter. 'cause
Will my plug go into that?
It should. That's at least easy. It's on the same side.
Okay, it is on the same
So
side.
yeah, that I confirmed is on the same side.
It is.
The cross member stuff.
Now what is this?
Bolts to the back of the trans.
Oh, this one has 2. In a manual car, it's only 1.
So yeah, that bolts to the back of the trans, and then these 2 bolts go through here. So it just centers. So this would be back here.
Oh, because it's so far forward.
Yeah, so.
That's right. Wow, that's crazy.
Yep.
That is super duper short. So a lot of people have been, not a lot of people, but because I didn't tell a lot of people, you guys are now seeing this video because that means that I've gone pretty fast on a drag strip and I feel comfortable telling you guys what we did. If you never see this video, that means it was a total fail and it never happened.
It won't be a fail because, I mean, you saw the old school videos I sent you. Every one of them was nag 1.
Right. And the girl Ashley Mills. Shout to Ashley Mills and Jacob Mills on Wheels on Instagram. She was a big inspiration for me. Those are valve body screws.
Yeah, and then the shifter, and then the valve body plug. So this is one trans cooler line, and the other one's on the other side, but that just unthreads. And that has a normal thread you can put in it.
Oh, and the other one is right here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Those are the trans cooler lines, and you can just unthread them and put the size that I need.
Yep, and that'll convert right to AN, and then what you could do is run AN lines up.
Yeah, just run it to my factory Hellcat cooler.
Yeah.
As far as I know, brother, this is the first car Hellcat that I've ever known.
You don't even got to subdivide it to Hellcat. I believe it is literally the first newer one going to an Ag 1 in general.
So first 8-speed going, first 15 plus
Yeah.
going to Nag 1.
People have done them in older cars for sure. I've never seen a Challenger or Charger going to.
But people have converted the manuals to autos.
Correct. I mean,
But-
that's what I was going to do. I was going to put an 8-speed in that one.
Right, but not a 5-speed.
No, I wouldn't have done that.
Of course, that's what everybody says that they
I'm
wouldn't
in
do
A,
that.
you know, so
Got it.
it's.
But back to that conversation, right? The reason why I'm doing this.
Plus, I bought a second one with an 8-speed, like you ended up doing anyway.
Right, exactly.
So you understand.
So, my thought process was in all of this, cost was number 1 factor. Second factor in this is my trans brake is in here. Sorry, I gave it away. My valve body is in here, but my valve body has a trans brake upgrade. So that means that I will be able to leave off of a button. The scary part about that is, though, what does that do to the drive shaft,
It shocks the shit out of it.
the differential, the axles? So during testing, as I get faster and faster, I'm going to try to do as much as possible on the foot brake.
The best thing you could do, and I'm sure Dave, Jacob and his girl, Ashley, I always forget her name.
Ashley, yeah.
Yeah, I talk to him all the time, and I'm so bad.
They got that car figured out, man.
So I think they just went to a radial, but I can tell you that bias plies, even running them with, it'll help the shocking of things.
Yeah, and I do have some bias ply, obviously, because the car was still.
Remember, you got to run the fronts.
Yeah, yeah. I have some bias fly front stuff.
Air, so
yeah.
The radials, I mean, they work as long as you can preload up on things right, because again, you're going to do lockouts and all that stuff.
Yes, I'm finally going to install lockouts.
If it jerks and things move too much, that's when you get the snaps and the movements and stuff.
Right, right.
I mean, a little bit, it is harder on things, but.
So my question to you is, brother, you've been around this nag one stuff a long time. Now, you preceded the whole dings thing.
Yeah, I like their stuff. Dude, I was using valve body trans brakes in these, and you saw me do one in 2011. I sent you that video, and that 300 had a trans brake.
I didn't realize that had a trans brake.
Yeah, I was on the button.
Paramount was the only one that had that at the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And now this whole dings thing says that you could use a stock transmission, and they feel like they can run, basically, they call it a 200% valve body, meaning that it can double the capacity.
In my personal experience, at least with that Jeep, and because the Jeep's heavy, this, that, and the other, it broke the input shaft, but it took nearly 900 all-wheel horsepower to do it, and it was on I want to say it was the 1-2 shift or the 2-3 shift. Inside was a stock rebuild.
Yeah.
Nothing from SHR, nothing for Paramount.
Yeah.
The dude had originally done a stock rebuild, and when he pulled it apart to put the billet shaft in, clutches, everything went right back in. It was good. And it's been 5
So
years.
to that point, the person who makes the controllers, Russell, said that he's seen a lot of power, and the only thing that he sees break is exactly what you said, the input. He said the rest of it usually holds.
It usually does, as long as it's in good shape to start. But we know the fluid looked good, and it's supposed to be a fresh stage 1, basically OEM rebuild.
So this is a Southern Hot Rod stage 1. They call it a stage 1 or OEM plus is what they call it. But OEM transmissions have been known to be in these cars back in the day, making 600 wheel, right?
Yeah, I think you'll have fun for quite a while. We used to just do blue tops.
Right.
The Mercedes blue tops.
And how much power were you pushing through them?
We could get in the 600s, and
That's what I thought.
It would run fine. You know?
So that's what I was thinking. If the theory is correct with this 200% valve body that we're running, theoretically, I should be able to double 600.
As long as you have torque management.
Which we will.
Because it comes down to the shifts.
Yes.
On the shift, as long as you're out of power and things can engage quick.
Yes.
That's the good part. It's like the 8-speeds. A lot of people can tear them up even with bolt-on cars because people get rid of the torque management, and that's what tears them up.
Crazy. Why would you do that?
Same thing with these. But
Like, I know it's going to go faster through the shift, but you're damaging things.
It doesn't go faster through the shift. That's actually proven.
So theoretically, what my car should sound like, we don't plan on using much torque management at wastegate, which my car makes 800 on wastegate. I
would use all the torque management you could to save it. That's also something you can talk to, Mr. Katz about. He was the one that tuned all them cars.
Well, that's why I was hoping he was here.
I told him you were going to be here at 3. And I told him to bring the cop car if he was going to be here at 3.
Yeah.
Passed out. So.
No, I'm going to hang out for a little bit anyway. I'm not in a huge rush. I'm staying the night because I'm going to go to Capitol tomorrow and drop this stuff to Smurfville because he's racing. Nice. He's racing at Capitol tomorrow. So he's going to get all of this stuff at Capitol. We're going to put it in his truck. That saves me a trip he's over down almost by the water in Delaware. He's deep the other past 95. So that's saving me a trip back up. But anyway, what my car should sound like in my mind.
I think you should hit 1,000 wheel and probably run 8s easy. High 8s with 1,000.
Nah, I think 1,100.
Dude, Don's car on our Dyna is a little low.
Yeah.
The 860 at 157
Yeah.
was 1,033 horsepower.
So it's
That's peaky.
So you
pro
figure
truck.
that's what, 11 and change?
Yeah, 5%. We're 5% lower than a normal dyno.
All right.
So what my point is, twin turbo car, you make a broader power band.
Yeah.
You
From
should
40, so my power comes in, I'm in full boost at 4,600.
I think you'll have to make less power to go in the 8s than he would. I've always told him that the Pro Charger
It's peaky.
is just peaky. It
Right.
makes 1133.
But at the peak,
redline, yes.
right? Mine is at 4,600. Is full boost, right? Whatever the boost that I have set or desired. At 4,600, 47 the most. In bad weather, like maybe 48, somewhere around there. But from 48 to 7,000, it's a wall.
It's flat.
It's razor flat. So for an example, I'll show you my dyno
1,000
graph.
horsepower, you're going 8s.
So my car makes 1,000. So that's the thing. It's a turbo car, right? So I can just say, I can command. My goal is to make on the foot brake without a trans brake. My goal is to be able to stall up and make 5 psi. If I can make 5 psi, I know that as soon as I let off that brake, soon as it gets a little bit more load, I should be already at about 3,500 RPM.
5 is easy. We made 8 on J's, remember?
Jesus
6
Christ.
J?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, but that was a 6-speed, right?
Yeah.
But mine should be more, right? But how many RPM was that?
3,600 or 3,500.
Well, that's where I should be, 3,500.
Like I said, he dialed in the.
Yeah.
We had to turn it down to 5 or 6 because it was spicy.
Jesus
All the
Christ.
things you want to do is possible, is all I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So, we have a lot of naysayers out there because they're used to just.
Dude, anybody that I have told that I'm doing this, they're like,
Something
it's
might
not,
fail.
it's not gonna work. It's gonna break. But I told them, I said, okay, let's do this. A stock HP 90, 900 to 1,000 wheel, you good. The car it'll work. Everything will last and work well, right?
960 on our dynos when we start seeing them killed.
Right. So that's what I said, 9 to 1,000. These transmissions, everybody tells me, oh, they don't hold past 1,000. So what's the difference?
Yeah, I showed you how many cars making 1,100 plus in that one video.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I mean, they're built, but the build that was in 2011.
is way different than than the technology of today. So what I'm hoping is my car going down the track sounds like like that because of the torque management.
It should.
It should be like a.
So what you can do too.
And the reason why I kind of want that is because I don't want to tell people that the car is auto. So if it makes those sounds going down the track, it'll sound manual.
Tell them you got the you should be sounding like that anyway.
Exactly.
You should also, so when I used to drive that one before I put the no lift shift in it,
Yeah.
I would no lift shift it and people thought it was an auto at the track.
Yes. That's because it does sound like that. Like my car is literally like with the clutchless, it's like, that's what it sounds like. So if the auto sounds like that, then what's the difference? The only difference is the keen ear and eye will recognize my launch.
Less gears too. Less gears is going to keep people.
Right. I only have,
That's an 8-speed. No.
right.
won't get it.
They won't get it. It'll be a while before people see this video and know what I did. It'll be I'm telling you, it'll be
I'll probably have my blower on and out running. Oh, and that's the other thing, man. I talked to Don before you came up. Hold on. Let me see if I can get him on the phone.
Call him.
So yeah, he's got the 315 15s going on it, so spinning shouldn't be a thing. But
Well, I'll be on 17, so.
Don talked all this crap about how he was gonna, get me. It was me and the stock scat versus him and Cam and Blower at the time when he was in the 11s.
Yeah.
You remember that? You remember that reaction I did on you, Don?
Oh yeah, you got me good.
001.
Oh my God. I ain't that good.
I'm usually pretty quick on it.
I am not that good.
And what I want to do, and which is why it's good for Don to be here, once everyone's got their stuff over the next few months, it's all kind of
dialed in, yeah.
because he's going to have knee surgery. So.
Oh, okay.
But
Sorry to hear that.
Maybe towards fall, what we could do is come together for a track rental,
Let's go.
and that way we can race.
Yes, sir.
But let's do some instant greens or some hand drops. That way it's real reaction.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all right now, if we doing that, I'm gonna be on the button.
That's fine. That's fine. You're allowed to do that.
I'm gonna be on the button. Otherwise, I'm gonna be on the foot brake. But if we doing instant grease or hand drops, I'm on the button,
I'm
baby.
cool with it because you know I got all the fancy stuff in mind. You got to remember we got.
So
hobbies.
Don, did Mac tell you what I'm doing?
The Nag 1 with the trans brake. See what he's got to remember.
I'm taking something old and putting it in something new.
We got the Hollies in our car though, so we can set up the traction control.
And I can't.
And then,
However, we're thinking about using a PCS controller because it has the ability to pull timing for torque management.
The next day.
There it is, boys. Going home with Smurf back to the shop to where the car is. I met Smurf at the track. And the beginning, what you think, brother? What you thinking, man? On the next episode of Mod to Fame. Back in the garage because we are working on the turbo Hellcat. It's always been very, very fast, but it was very, very fast on the roll. We needed to be fast everywhere.
Crazy talk, bro. Down there on this, that's crazy talk.
But the car's not shifting. It's staying stuck in second gear. So, is there a flat here? Oh. And here we are, boys and girls, picking up the Hellcat.